Hey guys, Rewind Mike here with a little mini review for Christmas because I'm going away to Georgia in a couple of days and I wouldn't be able to put anything else out decent for Christmas because I was working on so much other stuff. I figured I would review a really great game for the SNES. It's Wild Guns. Now, although I don't own this game, I did want to check it out and see what all the hype is about because it goes for, a really big price. I want to see if it was worth it. So, I decided to play through it with one of my friends, and, well, here's a review for it, and I really hope you guys enjoy it, and everybody, have fun. Wild Guns was developed by Natsume in 1994 in Japan, and released in 1995 stateside, with the PAL version being released last in 1996, with the publisher being the infamous Titus. Wild Guns takes place in a Wild West steampunk setting and is any sci-fi nerd's fantasy, and I love the overall aspects of this game. You can select from one of two players, Clint and Annie, or you can go at it with a friend and pick both, or even pick the same player. I'm sure there's a paradox there, but we won't go into that. The story for Wild Guns is pretty cliche. The whole objective is to seek out revenge against the murderous gang that killed one of Annie's family members and threatens to kill the rest. So on the road to revenge, you find a gun for hire by the name of Clint, because no woman should have to go at this alone. Now, with your new partner in crime, it's time to save the rest of Annie's family and set things right in the West. The music for Wild Guns is decent, nothing too memorable here. Being composed by Hiroki Iwasuki, who also worked on other SNES games such as the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie and the fighting edition of the Power Rangers. But also, for the Game Boy, he worked on a little game called Ninja Gaiden Shadow, which was also developed by Natsume, who made Shadow of the Ninja for the NES. So, Ninja Gaiden Shadow is more of a spiritual successor to Shadow of the Ninja. Anyway, the music all has a very upbeat western sound to it and really does amp up the game, but there was never a track that really stuck in my head and I found myself humming at a later time, except for the player select screen, considering I heard it the most. Now, if any of you've never heard of Shadow of the Ninja, it was one of the first reviews that I've actually done on my channel, and I'm going to put a little link somewhere in the bottom here, and if you want, you can click on it, and, you can see the rest, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to show some gameplay footage right here. This game is tough as all hell. It's a Cabal-style shooter. Cabal is an NES game that plays the same as this, but it was the first to use this style and angle for a shooting game, so the genre was dubbed Cabal, which in itself isn't a bad game. The thing that Wild Guns adds to the mix though is heavy action, a ton of enemies to shoot at, super fast action, and adding to the gameplay is a double jump and a dodge for getting out of the way of pesky enemy fire. You can also bat away certain enemies if they get too close to you, which deals out a lot of damage. Something else I liked was the way that you can lasso everything if you hit the shoot button a few times and aim over certain robots. These really come in handy and are great mechanics, and you'll find yourself using them without even thinking about it. They become second nature really, because the game is so damn hard. Helping out to make this game a little easier, you can find pickups throughout the game, like a shotgun, which really helps with some of the flying machines, because it has a nice scatter shot and a big target area. Now, you can find a grenade launcher as well that will straight up help clear a room in no time, but doesn't really work on enemies that are holding up shields and such. You can also get a pop gun that, well, does nothing really. Something else that was really cool about Wild Guns is the power-up meter. Shooting down enemy fire will fill up a gauge at the bottom of the screen. When this happens, you can get a Gatling gun that is just destructive and will kill anything with just a few shots. This weapon is a real game changer and is worth trying to get for some of the boss fights, mainly the end one. The mix-up and range of different type of bad guys in this game is crazy. There are regular outlaws, of course, but since it is a steampunk universe, we get everything in between, like robots that can be a pain as they jump around and fire various shots at once. You also get some businessmen as well that are just complete cowards, really. There are mini-tanks, flying droids, turrets, and there's also shielded soldiers. Some of the bosses are crazy, like a giant Gatling gun wielding robot that towers over buildings. A tank that uses a flamethrower as its primary weapon, and and a huge mechanic crab that tries to crush you with his claws. And that was my review for Wild Guns. Now, do you guys really think that the game has, the price value that should be slapped on it right now, or do you think it should be worth a little bit less? There aren't that many stages in it. There's only about 6 stages, but each stage does have about 3 areas to it, which is pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. It was really short, and me and my friend beat it in about an hour time. It was on easy, but that still isn't saying a lot. The game is very hard. Anyway, like I said, that was my mini review for Wild Guns, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and everybody have a Merry Christmas.